alternatives that can help this country. On that score, Mr. Speaker, I want to state that on Tuesday, when the budget is presented, we shall marshal all our forces and debate this side, toe for toe, head to head, eyeball to eyeball. And I tell you, that debate is going to be a rumble in the jungle, I tell you. Mr. Speaker, on that note, let me thank you for giving me this opportunity to address this House. You would continue to be the good friend that I know, and may God bless you, Mr. Speaker. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It is now the 10. It is now the turn of Honorable Daniel Nana Addo Kenneth. Honorable, what is it?
Mr. Speaker, the minister was allowed to say certain things or ascribe certain things to the honorable member, which are not true.
Honorable Martin Dam, Honorable Martin Dam, you are out of order, please.
Mr. Speaker, he said things that were not accurate.
Please.
These are House of Records, so you don't allow
Honorable Indam, you are out of order, please. Respectfully. Let me come to Okre.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Champong, please.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for...
Honorable Matthew, please. Yes, Honorable Member for Okre.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity to also join in commenting on the motion to congratulate His Excellency for exercising his constitutional mandate. Mr. Speaker, I've been very observant and I've gone through the documents and of His Excellency. Mr. Speaker, one of the key things that this campaign was on job creation and youth employment. Mr. Speaker, two major policies of His Excellency. One, apprenticeship training. Mr. Speaker, I have gone through very well, and I was surprised to see that the President said he was going to give 10,000 youth apprenticeship training. I was initially, when I heard it, I thought that it was supposed to be an error. But going into the document, Mr. Speaker, 10,000 youth apprenticeship. If you divide it by 276, you are looking at an average of just 36 people. Mr. Speaker, is the President saying that this apprenticeship program that he trumpeted so much, that gave hope to the young people in this country, and that he was going to set them up, and that he was going to give them fees and all that, only 10,000 of the youth, out of the 2 million youth that are unemployed, only 10,000 of it is what the President seeks to do. Mr. Speaker, the President also talked about Nkukon Kete, which is giving a lot of hope, and he trumpeted it so much. Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleague, which we all call Honorable Abeng, sought to make some calculation in terms of the volume of the beds. But Mr. Speaker, the President said it is going to benefit 55,000 households. Mr. Speaker, I will not even add the growth rate of 3.6. 2021 population census indicate that Ghana will have 8.3 million households. And the President says that this flagship program in Nkukon Kete is only going to benefit just 55,000 households. It is even less than 1%. That is about 0.6% of the households. Is this the hope that the President was assuring us? This is surprising to me because, Mr. Speaker, the young people of this country want jobs. Those who have even been enrolled are being revoked and being sacked. And the one that he is promising, Mr. Speaker, is just 1% of households, 55,000 households out of the 8.3 million households in this country are just going to benefit from this Nkukon Kete project. Mr. Speaker, he also talked about bringing ICT to even the early childhood, and that only 300 classrooms are going to benefit. Mr. Speaker, we have 276 constituencies. If you take one classroom per constituency, 300. And is this the hope that the president was promising us? Mr. Speaker, during the Mr. President's campaign, I have said that I am a very young man and very optimistic that the things that we tell our people are the things that we should be committed in doing. Mr. Speaker, the president assured that he was going to give a lot of jobs to our people, and in fact did indicate that all those people that have been recruited, he would not sack them. Under the 24-hour economy, he was going to add 2 more. We are hitting here because the young people of this country want jobs. And in the president's own statement, Mr. Speaker, the president did indicate that for him, he was, and I want to read, Mr. Speaker, and I want to quote him. Mr. Speaker, as a social democrat, I am resolutely committed to eradicating all forms of discrimination in our society. Our vision is to foster fairness and cultivate an inclusive environment where everyone can engage fully and equally in social, economic, and political life. Mr. Speaker, unquote. Mr. Speaker, is it the case that we don't walk our talk? We say action speaks louder than words. You cannot assure the whole nation and the young people of this country that you are going to be impartial, you are not going to discriminate, and yet sit down unconcerned while your chief of staff issue a blanket termination appointment. We are hitting here because the young people want jobs, and we are sitting and watching unconcerned. This situation is something that we must all speak again. Mr. Speaker, the president in 2019, when His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, so when a group of political leadership indicate that this thing is good for us to do, and so let us come on board, we have a political group that will, because of political expediency, will go. And I think that for me, listening to the State of the Nation address addresses some of these double standards that we've seen. Digital economy. We saw His Excellency in the campaign train indicate that, and I want to quote him, referring to an American phrase, that it's about the economy, stupid. He said these things. But Mr. Speaker, I have gone through his statement, and about 15 paragraphs talked about digitization and technology. Mr. Speaker, look at this nation. The young people of this country are benefiting from their own setup business because of the infrastructure and digital investment that we have done. In 2016, we had Uber coming on board. The same year, we had Yango coming. Yango could not survive because the digital infrastructure was not improved. Mr. Speaker, we saw under His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, aided ably by Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia, invest in property naming addressing system, street naming addressing system, rural telephony, and improve the digital space. Today, young women and young men are trading in the digital space and the shared economy. They sit in their home. They don't need to open a container or shop, but they are training and they are making some ends meet because of the investment that we made in the digital space. Mr. Speaker, His Excellency also indicated that he wanted to look at our sports. Yes, Mr. Speaker, we are all seeing our sports sector as something that is not encouraging. Mr. Speaker, the President indicated that he was going to look at the review of the Sports Act, which is okay. But he did again added that he was going to introduce a new school sports authority. Mr. Speaker, since the President came, it's been one committee or the other. And one of the challenges that we are having in this country is that when we have a challenge, then we want to introduce new things. Mr. Speaker, I have been in the sports fraternity for over 30 years now. In 2016, we passed the Sports Act under their government. And Mr. Speaker, one of the core functions from the National Sports Council, we moved it to the National Sports Authority, was to look at, organize and assess financially participation of Ghanaian sportsmen, both professionals and amateur. Again, we are looking at encouraging and undertake research on sports, all sports-related matters. We have a National Sports Authority, and even we have regional divisions and districts, and even in the school setup, we are PE masters in each of these schools who come together to organize and train these sports people. Why don't you rather resource them, mobilize them well, so that we can? So, Mr. Speaker, in wrapping up, I want to indicate that I want to indicate that, Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, there will be much talk about the Agenda 111. Give hospitals in districts that lack hospitals and to improve quality health care. Mr. Speaker, our hospital has been commissioned. As of last year, the medical superintendent has been posted. As I speak, 25 nurses, which is Okre District Hospital, 25 nurses have been done. The hospital administration is in place. And Mr. Speaker, directive from the Ministry of Sports is telling them not to start operating, just to fulfill a propaganda agenda. Why? The hospital in Okre is ready. There are 25 nurses posted. They are the hospital administration.
Thank you.
In conclusion, I just want to make sure that
thank you.
This is
well
thank you,
noted. Thank you so much. Honourable members, it is now the turn of this time. It's not a question of catching my eye. It's a question of what your leadership has presented to me. So it is now the turn of Honourable Thomas Walanyo Tepu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As you rightly said, my leadership made me catch your eye on your desk. Thank you very much. And let me join my colleagues in thanking our Excellency, President John Dramani Mahama, for coming to the House to deliver the State of the Nation's address. The best in 8 years. The best in 8 years. That gave hope. That gave hope to the youth on the streets of Ghana. And I'm particularly happy about the job creation message the President delivered. Mr. Speaker, unemployment has been a headache of our nation for some time now. As of now, as the President said, 2 million Ghanaian youths, 2 million Ghanaian youths are unemployed. It means the previous government left us 2 million Ghanaian youths unemployed. And every year, from the Statistical Service, we have more than 100,000 youths that add up to the unemployment basket. Over the years, the previous government have created millions of jobs on paper. Millions of jobs on paper that we've never seen materialize. What they know to do best, Mr. Speaker, what they know to do best is to change names of employment instruments that have been created by NDC. One, NIP, National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program, which was established by NDC. The name was just changed to NIP by this particular by the previous government. YEA was started by NDC and the name was just changed. NAPCO. The most interesting thing about NAPCO was 2016, after MPP took over the realm of affairs. YEA had a model called Youth in Paid Internship. Mr. Speaker, this particular program is supposed to be a buffer for youth or national service personnel who have just graduated from their service. We give them employment for a number of years so that they can use that opportunity to look for a job. 2016, when MPP took over power, we had 10,000, because I work with YEA, we had 10,000 youth that were prepared for youth in paid internship. A letter came from the office of the Vice President, those who are singing the song of this government terminating appointments of the youth. So listen, a letter came from the office of the Vice President to YEA for all those youths who were employed to be withdrawn. To be withdrawn. I can prove it. And that time, the current CEO, the current General Secretary, of the New Patriotic Party was the CEO of YEA. You can find out from him. They terminated the appointments of over 10,000 youths who were employed. And what they did was to create NAPCO. But because they were not the originators of the idea, today NAPCO has collapsed. A lot of youths have worked for months, they didn't pay them, and they intentionally collapsed NAPCO. This was what they did. President John Mahama said he didn't come here to lament. But the lamentation, you could see that it is from this side of the house. Opposition for 2 months, and they are lamenting more than anyone in this world. They are giving out brilliant ideas. Why didn't they implement those ideas 2 months ago? Mr. Speaker, President Mahama came and gave hope to the youth. He made it clear to us. That youth in apprenticeship program is going to help the youth. It was in our manifesto. And I was surprised that my fellow youth stood up. This is just the first State of the Nation address. The budget is coming. Yes, it was in our manifesto. First year, we are going to train 10,000 people. First year, we are going to train 10,000, but that doesn't mean that for the 4 years, we are going to train 10,000. No. Aside this, he said 1 million youths. 1 million youths in coding, ICT. You spoke about ICT. Accra Digital Center. We spoke about the Okada business. You can see almost every constituency, the Okada business has come to stay. These youths whom you left unemployed, 2 million youths whom you left unemployed, have sat down and thought of how to create business for themselves. President Mahama said, we are going to formalize that system. So that they can also benefit from Mr. Speaker.
Honorable John Darko, please.
President John Mahama said,
Honorable member.
If you are a man,
Honorable Alanyo, please address me.
Mr. Speaker, President Mahama said we are going to formalize the Okada business. Because of that, even the chief executive of DVLA recently was in Rwanda to learn about how Rwanda did their own. That is a leader. Mr. Speaker, not that alone. We spoke about Nkuko Nkete, which they use, sang song. Yes, youth in poultry, youth in agribusiness. This was what President Rawlings started. Youth in agribusiness. That is exactly what we are going to bring on board. Mr. Speaker, President Mahama came here, gave hope to the people of Ghana, gave hope to the ordinary Ghanaian on the street, gave hope to the women, because the Women Bank is also coming to assist not only NDC women, including our friends at the other side. The women is a national project that will benefit all of you, your constituents. So you are supposed to applaud him instead of every day standing up as if they were coached. That Mama came here to lament. President Mama did not come here to lament. He came here to give us hope that will affect everybody in this country. Yeah. On this note, I would like to thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you.
And to let the youth of this country know that the hope they voted for has arrived. The jobs are coming, the businesses are coming, monies are coming for their businesses.
Thank you so much.
Everybody will do well in this particular government.
Thank you so much. Honourable members, before I take, is Honourable Yusuf Mustafa here? No. So, honourable members, before I take the next person, kindly indulge me to acknowledge at the public gallery Akim, is it Akim or Ashim? Akim Asafo, RC Basic School. Akim Asafo, RC Basic School. Honorable members. Honorable members. What is this? But I'm surprised. So Akima Safo RC Basic School, they are being led by Samuel Kojokumi. I guess Samuel is a teacher, and the school is located. I saw him this morning. Anyway, so honorable members, it doesn't call for this. So honorable members, they are our children who have come all the way from Akim Asafo to witness what we do here. I think they are witnessing and monitoring what is going on, and I believe that will urge them to study hard, so that tomorrow they'll come and take over from their So I wish you well. Study hard and monitor what is going on, and enjoy Parliament. This is the centerpiece of democracy. So you are welcome once again, and I believe the honorable member, if he is not even here, his colleagues will take care of you. You are welcome. So now, let me listen to. Yes.
Speaker, respectfully, Honorable Yusuf had to go into another meeting for the Committee of Selectioners, and so respectfully, we are asking Honorable